In today's video, I am going to teach you that how to do PLC programming according to our logic. See, this is the first class of the PLC programming series. In this class, we have a water tank here. A float switch will be placed inside this water tank. We have to control the water pump according to the signal of the float switch. The condition of the water pump is shown here. That is how we have to turn on and off the water pump. Condition is stated here. When the water level is below the low level switch, pump should turn on automatically. Now what is told to turn off pump? The pump remains on until the water reaches the high level switch, which then turns off the pump. It means when water level goes up, then after certain point, the water pump should turn off automatically. Now according to this logic, we have to do programming. But before that, we have to learn how to do PLC wiring. See, I have a Delta company PLC here. I will use this PLC to teach you how to do PLC programming and wiring. See, if we want to do wiring of this PLC, then input power supply terminal of this PLC here, like here 0 volt 24 volt is written here, we have to connect power supply to this terminal first. So what we will do, we will bring the positive power supply and connect with positive terminal. Similarly, we will connect the negative power supply to the negative terminal. This PLC has now got the incoming power supply. The input terminal of the PLC is this one. X0, X1, X2, X3, X4. This is the input terminal. The output terminal is Y0, Y1, Y2. C0 is the common terminal. S upon S terminal is the sink source terminal. First of all, we have to connect the negative power supply to the sink source terminal. After this, signal which comes from float switch, we have to connect it to the X0, X1 terminal. Before connecting this, let's see the wire of the float switch. There are three wires in the float switch. One is black wire, one is the blue wire, and the other is the brown color wire. We have to give positive power supply to the black wire so that the float switch gets the incoming power supply. So here we have connected the positive power supply to the black wire. I'll bring the blue wire and connect it to the X0 terminal, and I'll connect the brown wire to the X1 terminal. This means that the signal from the float switch will come to the X0 X1 terminal. Now we have to do connection of output terminal. This means that when the power supply is generated through the output terminal, then we will start this contactor, and through this contactor we will turn on and off the motor. Now when this PLC generates the output signal, we have to use that signal to start this contactor, and to the power terminal of this contactor, water pump is connected, so it will turn on when contactor gets on. The contactor that I am using here is a DC contactor. To do connection of this contactor, I will first take a DC power supply. I will bring that DC power supply and connect it to this common terminal. If we want, we can loop this DC power supply from here. We can also loop it from the DC power supply given here. I have shown it to you in a simple way. Now we get output of this common terminal at Y0. The output of C0 is at Y0. The output of C1 is at Y1, and the output of C2 is at Y2 and Y3. If we use C0, we will get the output at Y0. By connecting a wire from this terminal, we have connected this wire to the A1 terminal of this contactor. To operate this contactor, we need negative power supply also. I'll bring the negative power supply and connect it to the A2 terminal. Through my PLC to start and stop the pump, the wiring is completed. Now we have to do programming of PLC here. To do the programming, you have to download the software of Delta company, WPL software. In the programming of PLC, we have used the float switch to provide the input signal. We have connected the wire of the float switch to the input terminal of the PLC. So we have to write the command of the input terminal here. The input terminal will be the NO. We have to write LD here. LD means NO contact. If you don't want to write, you will get the symbol of NO contact here. You can also use that. I have written LD here. After giving the space input terminal here, the address of the input terminal is X0. X0 means the first input terminal of the PLC. As you have seen, we have connected the first wire of the float switch to the X0 terminal. We have written the same address here. Now through the power supply which is going from this terminal, memory bit will get on. I am writing out here. Out means output. I am writing M0 here. M0 means you want to use the memory output here. So I have written it here. If there is a signal on the X0 terminal through the float switch, this memory bit will get high. We have also connected a wire to the X1 terminal of the PLC. We have to write the terminal here. I am writing LDX1 here. If there comes a signal on LDX1 terminal, in this condition, we have to on the other memory bit. For this, I am writing out M1 here. Now through these two memory bits to start the pump, I have to do the connection. First of all, what I will do, this memory bits gets on. Through this, I will energize an NO contact. That is, I will close the NO so that signal goes to start the pump. I will take the NO contact of this memory bit. So here LDM0 enter. I have used the same address here. I have used the same address here. This will start. This NO contact will close. After closing, the power supply will flow forward. You must be getting this. Now power supply which goes through M0, through this we will start the pump. For this we will write out here. Out means if we want to energize something, which is we have to energize the output coil. We have used Y0 here, which is output coil. We will write address of this here Y0. This means that the output coil of the PLC will be energized. As soon as it gets energized, the contactor will start. Now the contactor will start, but we also have to stop it. To stop it, we have M1 here. We have to give the interlocking of M1 here. If it starts, the pump will be turned off. I will write LDI here. For NC contact, you have to write LDI. Then you have to give space. After that, whichever NC contact you want to use, like I want to use NC contact of this, I am writing M1 enter. I wrote it here like this. Our program is completed here. The blue wire here is the NO contact. This is the NC contact. When will the power supply go to the NO contact? When the water tank here is empty. That is, if the float switch is like this downwards, then the power supply will come to this X0 terminal. And if the float switch goes up, then the signal will come here. Now we have to compile this program. To compile, you will see the compile button here. Press it. Here, compiling completed. You can see here compiling completed is written here. After this, there is a simulator here. To check this PLC program, we use a simulator. Turn on that simulator. Simulator is on here. After this, you have to download this PLC program in the simulator. That is, you have to download it in the PLC. For this, there is a download button here. Click on it. Program download starts here. At the moment, we have compiled the program here. After compiling, I bring it to the online mode so that I can check. Right now, my PLC is in stop mode. I have to bring it to run. So I run it. So now it is on run. So here our program is in running mode. And you can see here our output coil. This output coil will be energized. So if this starts, then the pump starts. If this is not running, then the pump is also not running. Okay, at the moment I start X0. So I set it on. As soon as I set it on, the pump is started here. Our pump is running. Now if the float switch goes up, as soon as it starts, the pump will stop here. And the signal coming here will stop. Now if I release it, that is, if the float switch comes down a little, then this signal goes off. Now if the level of water decreases, then this will start here. And as soon as it starts, the pump will start here again. Then as soon as your tank is full, the pump stops here. And the signal coming from here, this signal will stop coming. Okay, again, when the level of water goes low, that is, when the water tank will be empty again, then this signal will stop. Okay, so here is our PLC programming. This PLC programming is completed. According to this logic, where it was said that if the level of water remains low, then the pump should start, and if the level of water is full, then the pump should stop. So I am ending this today's class here. If you want to see the second class, then you will have to comment in the comment box. Thank you for watching this video.